Hello everyone, I hope y'all are having a great day. It is August 16th, and today I'm back with another video, of course. So today I'm going to be mainly focusing on the tropics. Uh, Tropics are very active right now, and we do have a big deal storm system right now in the southeast. Well, tropical cyclone. Fred has made landfall, and since yet last video, which was Saturday night, it has shifted very far to the east, and it made landfall in the Florida Panhandle. This was as of 5 p.m., about an hour ago. Tropical storm force wind field is quite large and it encompasses a good amount of the Florida Panhandle. Tropical storm warnings out in the southwest Georgia, southeast Alabama. Uh, Forecasted to be a tropical storm up into around Columbus, Georgia, and then die out into a depression. Could maybe have some tropical storm force gusts for areas maybe in western and central, or kind of not central Georgia, but like this central Georgia and western Georgia. Maybe some 40-mile-per-hour gusts tomorrow. Um, as it moves to the northwest, or as it moves to the northeast, sorry. But it has made landfall. Look at this. The maximum sustained winds, 60 miles per hour. That is stronger than expected. It was not expected to reach. It could strengthen right before it made landfall, pretty much. So I mean, I think it got up to around 65, which is pretty significant. So I think it made landfall as a 65. I'm not sure. And this is what we have going on right now. Let's switch over to the uh, to this radar. 65-mile-per-hour wind report. 67-mile-per-hour wind report right there. And this is a lot of heavy rain here, which has prompted flash flood warnings. This is the eye wall right here. Radar indicating maybe some significant winds in there. Now, of course, they're not going to be probably 70, 80 miles per hour because this is above the ground. This is where the radar beam is. We did have a 45 mile per hour, 46 mile per hour gust, 51 mile per hour gust right there, and a 45 even over in Tallahassee. That's pretty far to the east. And this is coming into areas like Dothan soon, Donaldsonville, Georgia, and then up into Blakely. Those areas are going to get hit pretty soon. A lot of heavy rain with this as well, flooding. I mean, some areas have gotten more than 6 inches, so pretty significant amounts of rain. We move further up to the north, and let's go up to the Macon, Georgia radar. We have a lot of outer bands moving through Georgia currently. Let's get this to load in real quick. Yeah, so we can see we have a lot of outer bands, some heavy rain coming in the areas like McDonough, Georgia, a lot of rain, and even maybe some thunderstorms over towards Augusta, and a band of heavy rain moving through areas like Cartersville, Canton, Dahlonega, and Clayton. In some of these areas, I wouldn't be surprised if areas mainly to the west of Monticello, Covington, Gainesville, maybe get some gusts up to around 30 to 40 miles per hour. The further southwest you go, the greater chance you have that risk, or the greater chance of getting a few wind gusts of maybe up to around 40. Further you go southwest, the greater chance you have of that. See how let's go away from that. Let's go ahead and take a look at wind speed probabilities. We now have a 20 to 30% risk coming into kind of the Atlanta area, the east suburbs of Atlanta. So yeah, no, that's that. Now another problem with Fred is going to be severe weather. Today we have a slight risk for areas of the Florida Panhandle, southwest Georgia, southeast Alabama, and that is because east side of storm systems. Normally we do see a bit of a tornado threat. 5 total risk, 5 wind, no hail, and we do have a hail threat over in Arizona and Texas, but we're not going to be talking about that really. The day two interests me. This is tomorrow, Tuesday. We have a slight risk that goes from northeast Georgia up into Virginia. Once again, a 5 Taurus is associated with Fred. 5 wind, no hail. It's something to watch again. We'll take a look at that right now, actually. Let's go over to College Review page. Take a look at the HRRR. It's not the sector I wanted, sorry. We can kind of go. Let's go back to the 18-0 and we can see kind of what it has. So See, the 18Z HRRR had some heavy rain coming through North Georgia. Now, the HRRR is not really a tropical model, but we're going to use it kind of for the severe weather side of things tomorrow. So, tomorrow afternoons is kind of 21, kind of 20Z. This area right here would be the area you want to watch, kind of up towards Augusta. Looks like we might have some greater instability over there. Columbia, maybe some storms coming through you, and then kind of this line tries to form. The HRRR doesn't have it doing too much, but we do have some stuff that's there for maybe a bit of some tornadoes. I do think the main threat tomorrow is going to be a few isolated tornadoes. You have a good amount of instability, around 1,000 coming in the areas of Augusta, maybe not Augusta. I'm sorry, coming in kind of into areas of upstate South Carolina, 1,500 to the south. Not high instability. We're gonna kind of go. This is kind of a low instability, high shear event. I mean, although shear is not insane or anything. Take a look at UD Elicity swaths, kind of indicating an area right here. Well, let's come and look at 3 kilometer helicity. You can see helicity is very high. Kind of some values of around 200 to maybe 400. Pretty good. It's pretty good. So we're gonna have a bit of a tornado threat tomorrow. We're not gonna really take any soundings. But I do think I do not think we're gonna get a 10 tornado. I don't think we're gonna do it or we're gonna get that. But if we do, it'd probably be for this area here, Western North Carolina, some of upstate South Carolina. So yeah, now that is Fred. Now let's go back here and talk about what else is going on in the Atlantic. We have Tropical Depression Grace. That's not going to pose much of a threat to the U.S. If it does, it'll pose a threat to mainly South Texas. We can see National Hurricane Center now has a hurricane hitting Mexico. So let's get tropical tidbits here and look at some models. That's Fred. And this is Grace right here. GFS is further to the south. Now, I would not say that the GFS is a good handle on the tropics right now. It really doesn't. But it has it hitting Mexico as a 982 and then dying really quickly once it hits Mexico. We can see Henry kind of just going around itself right there in the Atlantic. And Henry is another thing. Go ahead and take a look at that. Tropical Storm Henry, 40-mile-per-hour winds. This is not going to pose a threat to the U.S. It's kind of just going to just go around in circles, not really do too much as a tropical storm. Tropical storm watches out for Bermuda. But yes, let's go ahead and talk about Grace once again. Let's take a look at the Canadian model. Canadian has a similar solution to the GFS with pressure around 990. A little bit, not as strong as the GFS has it. You can see right here is probably a Cat 1. Making landfall in Mexico. Now, if the Canadian solution happens, so we're really going to have a problem for maybe areas like Brownsville. Once this thing comes, and could go back. Let's go back to a previous run of the Canadian, the 00Z. Pretty consistent. Almost having it right there, kind of in northern Mexico. But then we go back to a few runs ago. This is yesterday's run. Yesterday. 12Z. Yesterday. This came out probably at around noon yesterday. Had pretty much nothing there. But the past 2 runs have been kind of consistent. So we'll see how that goes in the next video. And then take a look at the Icon. Icon has it similar to the GFS. Around 990 millibars once again, making landfall a little bit kind of in between the GFS and the Canadian. I'd say right now best idea I kind of have is it doing something similar to this. I think it's going to kind of hit central Mexico. I'll just go straight into it. We'll have to see though. That's kind of my prediction. So now let's go over to Pivotal and kind of look at the general pattern. I still don't know how to get rid of this. Here, maybe if I turn off my, let me just turn off my ad blocker real quick. Sorry, I'm doing this. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Maybe then I'll be able to get rid of it. All right, there we go. Okay, so it's kind of look at the general pattern we're going to be going into. I don't know. Total weather has a lot of ads. Okay, so here we go. So let's take a look at the general pattern. So we can see the GFS even indicates some snow, maybe for some of the higher elevations in Montana. Pretty nice. Yeah, it even indicates snow Wednesday night, or Tuesday night, my bad. Coming in the areas of western Montana. Not like in lower elevations, so it'll be higher elevation snow. And Thursday and Friday, I was talking about wanting to watch the plains for maybe some kind of severe weather event. Let's take a sounding over in South Dakota and see what this is looking like. All right. Nothing too impressive, but I would think Thursday we're gonna want to watch kind of this area for some severe weather. Maybe even a little bit further to the south. Kind of depends on that low. And then Friday afternoon. Friday doesn't look as interesting as I thought before. Maybe something across the Great Lakes though. That's pretty much it. Nothing too significant. As we go into this weekend, we're going to be seeing the southeast heat up once again. You can see a high pressure dominating the southeast. Maybe kind of a low version or low end or not as good version of the Death Ridge across the southeast. We're not going to be seeing extreme temperatures though. Really just, I mean, we're really just going to be looking at some very hot temperatures, maybe up in the plains on Thursday. This could be overdone a bit, but nevertheless, probably quite hot up there. Southeast heating up. Friday, we can see 80s, 90s. Nothing too bad though. That's not really impossible for this time of year. And Saturday morning, note this: you can see we have pretty cool air coming in the areas of Minnesota, 50s, 40s in western North Dakota, but still heating up during the day, getting into the 80s and 90s. Southeast Saturday still getting warm. Sunday we can see the ridge is definitely starting to get worse. 96 in some areas. 95 over towards Columbia now. I shouldn't be talking about exact temperatures, but we can kind of see that we're going to have highs likely in the low to mid 90s for much of the southeast on Sunday. So definitely warmer, maybe even getting up towards 100 in some areas. We can see a GFS next Monday even indicates 100s. And a pretty interesting pattern here we can see. Definitely have strong southerly winds, bringing heat up into Montana again. Maybe temperatures are around 100 up there as well. Southwest is hot. So definitely looks like we're not going to be seeing any cold air or any cold fronts, I guess, coming into the I guess I can't speak, but I guess we're not going to really be seeing any big deal cold fronts. Now this is going to be a big deal later this week. The cold in Montana, that stays there for a bit, even into the weekend, but then it kind of gets replaced by above average heat. And then the Northwest, though, Idaho, Western Montana, Washington, Oregon, those areas kind of stay below average, and we're gonna see as we go into early next week. The South and the Central U.S. will be above average. Some areas could be below average, as we could see. Arizona, Illinois, maybe a little bit below average. It's close enough to really not notice it. I mean, 4 degrees below average, you're really not gonna notice it. But like for example, 15 you might. 11, 10 degrees above average in the southeast. Looks like we're going to be seeing a pretty even pattern over the next over the next week with temperatures. No extreme heat, no extreme cold, really. Which we don't really see extreme cold in August, but I mean like no much above average heat, no much below average cold. We're going to be seeing below average cold. Some areas that could be much below average, almost 30 degrees below in Montana, Idaho. But then we're also going to be seeing areas that could get up to 20, 30 degrees above average in the plains. So a pretty balanced pattern. Yeah, I'll wrap up this video. I hope y'all enjoy it. I will be back either tomorrow or Wednesday. Today cross country got canceled because of rain. But tomorrow, I don't know what's gonna happen. Wednesday, I don't have it, so Wednesday, I can definitely do another video. But yeah, so hope y'all enjoyed the video, and yes, goodbye.